starts with this, the mark of the slaves. It was the first reserve currency ever known to man. Tallar coin from the Roman empires, Spanish silver dollar from the Spanish monarchy.
Right.
It's a bridge. There's still a few things missing, but for the most part, the most important: U.S. dollar and Federal Reserve. Credit card, contactless, which is very interesting because this piece was made in 2014. It existed, the technology, but we didn't use it to pay as we use it now. And then a bit of a future that it's either chip or barcode. But then he ends with the mark of the slaves again. Because one of the things that he puts here on the shredder is that experts say that in less than 10 years, we're phasing out of paper currency. We're not having any paper anymore. Everything's going to be digital on the banks. And we're going to end up being slaves of some entity or some government or something.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 15. It reads, Yahweh hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is he that leadeth unto wisdom and directed the wise. For in his hand are both we and our word, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. Yeah? So, the Lord give us the oracles, he give us the speech, he give us the understanding, he give us the spirit of prophecy. Alright? Most importantly, the spirit of prophecy. Because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And we in a time of prophecy. We in a time of prophecy. Though it tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come. It shall surely come. And best believe it coming. Kal halayam la ala hayanawa Yahweh bahasham Yahweh Shai bahasham Rakaha Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching, teaching us truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Your brother Kahan coming again with another episode. Another episode of Follow the Money. I told you all that. The apostle, a matter of fact, the apostles been telling you all this. Alright? The apostles, the bishops, the elders, and young brothers like myself, until I did couple edification about two. I think it's two edification. Alright? Entitled Follow the Money. Follow the money. That is all. That is all. That is all. Yeah? Follow the money. There is no way the mark of the beast, the MOTB, could be any other thing but the RFID microchip. I don't know how to sing it in you all dumb heads. you guys and all these other camps, I really don't know how to say it again. It's real simple, boy. All you have to do is follow the money, study money, study trade and commerce. You don't have to be no big expert. I not no big expert. Alright, I not no big expert, but I not no big expert in this thing here. Alright? But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, he give me the wisdom, knowledge and understanding for me to know and understand pursuant to the mark of the beast by just simply being able to do a little thing and you know, dip dabble in finance, you know, study a little bit in finance, you know, take notes, listen, whatnot, so forth, this, that, the other. You understand? And you're going to get the true understanding of the mark of the beast, because it's all about money. Alright, now it goes deeper than that, you know, the mark of the beast. Alright, it goes even way deeper than being able to spend, you know. Alright, because it's all about control and you being allied or aligned, you know, with the beast, with the system, and what have you, so forth, you know, you having that proof of allegiance, you know, you pledging that allegiance and willing to be, you know, a part of the beast and his system and what have you, so forth. But for the first part, or I would say the surface level of it, all right, in order to entrap you into his system, is judgment money, boy. We need money to survive. All right, there's a scripture. There's scriptures, oh gosh, it just can't come to my head, and I have no Wi-Fi here because on the plantation here, but I have no Wi-Fi where I could have been able to look up those scriptures, you know. Where it's speaking of money, you know, wages and what have you, so forth. If anybody listen the video, you know, they could post up these scriptures, you know, and strengthen the edification here. But money is a necessity. All right, money is not evil, but the love of it is the root of all evil. Right? That is, I think, is either 1 or 2 Timothy 6 and 10. All right. The love of money is the root of all evil. All right. So again, follow the money and you will get to understand this thing. I really don't know what to say, you know. But then again, you know, as Big Brother of God, this is pursuing to, let me go there, let me do butcher it, which is Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel had obtained it. Yeah, Israel had obtained it. Israel had not obtained it. Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that what he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right? The rest were blinded. So it's only the elect will be able to see this truth here. All right? Only the hope for the elect will be able to see this truth here and understand it. Because you can't tell me in this year time, this year 2025 and beyond, where everything is going into a digital age, a computeristic age, all right, an age of technocracy, technology, a technological age, where their plans, they are letting you know outright, their plans is to make money obsolete, all right, to make money obsolete. Okay, you all know what is the meaning of obsolete, to make it non-existent, right, to make it no more in circulation and what have you, so forth. All right, that their plans is to make money obsolete, as in fiat currency. All right, the very dollars that you have in your pocket, no matter the currency, whether it be the TT dollar, the Jamaican dollar, the US dollar, the British pound, the pesos, whether it be in Colombia or any of them Central American countries that uses the pesos, their respective peso currency, all right, whether it be the Haitian good, all right, the Bolivarian dollar in the bolivars, all right, that's what they call it in Venezuela, the bolivars, or what, it doesn't matter. That is going to become obsolete, all right. And what is going to take place is what? Everything being digitalized. All right? The whole infrastructure and set up already is just for that main event, you know, to bring everything all crashing down in order to bring in the new. But the infrastructure is done there. All right? What is the infrastructure that is set up in place to do buying and selling, to do judgment, buying and selling, you dumb nimwits? Yeah? To do buying and selling, all right, by the way of sin. A white woman, hegemony, and all these things. What is the infrastructure that the whole world is going to be forced to make that grave decision? Let's go to it. I will go to it via Blue Letter, which is Revelation chapter 3. All right, Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, where it reads, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon the whole world, yeah, to try them that dwell upon the earth." So what is that infrastructure? How would sin, all right, how would sin, now don't get me twist, don't get me wrong, because the RFID chip is not sin, but taking it as sin, all right, taking it as sin. But what is the infrastructure pursuant to sin? Or even the white woman, sleeping with the white woman, so-called white woman, or hegemony, that is going to force the whole world. And when we say the whole world, every man, woman, and child. Every man, woman, and child, pursuant to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, where it reads, Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. So everybody is going to come under that order of both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. What is the infrastructure? What is the infrastructure that is set up to facilitate these other alternative, I would say, these other things that you all saying pursuant to the MOTB, that is the MOTB. What is the infrastructure that is put in place that is going to force everybody to go according to that route that you all are pushing? UIC, ISUPK, Israel, Believers of the Way, Watchmen for Israel, Israelite of the Great Awakening, all these camps, all these major and smaller camps within Israel. All right, we going with your logic. So, what is the infrastructure that is there? For years now, I've been saying this, repeating that particular word, infrastructure. What is the infrastructure? Because as far as I see, according to what I've been taught from the apostles and elders, and the bishops on downwards, as far as I see, for what I have been taught, all right, there's infrastructure to facilitate the teachings. All right, there's an infrastructure to facilitate the teachings that I have been taught pursuant to the mark of the beast. There's infrastructures that is put in place to facilitate that, to facilitate the RFID microchip, to facilitate blockchain technology, what do you call this thing, the CBDC, social credit score system, carbon footprint, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, and everything is going to be compatible with your RFID chip implant, whether it be the chip implant in your hand or the Neuralink or whatever brain implant, whatever CBI or BCI brain computer interface, brain computer interface and what have you, so forth. Okay, what is the infrastructure? What is the infrastructure? There's none. There is none. No infrastructure, pursuant to what you all have been saying. But there is, pursuant to what we, the men of Great Millstone, starting with the apostles, the bishops, and the elders on down. Alright? Because as I go down, it says, and that no man, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he, in the NLT is, unless he that had the mark, all right, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So we see in here, foot on foot, all right, we see in here that this thing is dealing with trade and commerce on everyday life, with every single man, woman, and child, rich or poor, free or bond, great or small. Alright? This is what it is. There's nothing else other than this here. You see in the clip, the man gave you, let's go back to it again, bear with me. You see in the clip here, the man giving you a full breakdown. A full breakdown, what is he doing? What is he doing? He is following the money. Giving you a full breakdown of how monetary transactions, used to go about from the days of old leading up to now. The man is giving you a full flipping breakdown, man. A full breakdown. Follow the money. Follow the money. Study especially the Bank of International Settlement, which is the central bank of all central banks. Study the central banks. Study how your money is being distributed, how your money, study how they'll be printing money out of thin air. Study that, hey, your money, Your money literally have no value because your money only has value as what they say it is. All right? Because your money is not even backed by gold, because your notes was basically what? IOUs. All right? It was basically IOUs where you could have carried back in your note and redeem it for gold. But what? The gold standard has been taken away. All right? The gold standard has been taken away, especially mainly from the world reserve currency, which is the US dollar, which makes all other currencies freaking fiat, fall in line into being fiat currency. So basically these countries, the money just being printed out of thin air, all right, and just being backed by the US dollar through the way of oil and whatnot, so forth also too, you know. And nothing really is backing the US dollar. Okay? Nothing is backing the US dollar. So what that state, because the US dollar is the world reserve currency. In order for you to do trade and commerce, whether it be oil, you don't even have, not only oil, every single thing, you have to have US dollar. Every import and export, every single import and export a country have to do within amongst each other, they need to do it in a trusted currency, and that trusted currency is the US dollar. All right, because it is the world reserve currency. Okay? And the thing about it is a currency that is in its decline because of the overprinting and they cannot pay back their debts and whatnot, so forth, so forth. So the ultimate crash is about to take place, and when the ultimate crash is going to take place, that's a crash for the whole world. That's a crash for the whole world, because the world, their currencies is attached to the US dollar, all right, by bonds and what have you, so forth. Okay, US debt bonds and all these things. So hey, it's going to cry right now. A lot of countries is ditching the US dollar. All right, they're ditching the US dollar, but still at the same time, you know, they're not all being backed by gold. All right, although a lot of countries right now is stocking up on gold and these things. All right. But this way it is here now. Follow the judgment money. Back then in the days of old, it was a bartering system. All right, it was a bartering system. Until money started coming, the invention, the thing of money where you have gold, because that is real money. You know, it was a bartering system. You know, where you could exchange livestock or whatever, or even exchange gold. All right, and then your gold coins and things started coming to play, you know, especially during the time of the Romans and what have you, so forth. But what the Romans started to do, they started to devalue the coins, all right, make it with more useless material like tin and copper and whatnot, so forth, and just put little strips of gold or strips of silver. So basically the money had no worth until it come to a crash. All right, they started to put so much in circulation of those inferior metal that's just, you know, the appearance as if it's gold, you know. So you had to spend more to get less. Come on, man. Follow the money. Let's go again. Let's listen to what the guy has to say.
It starts with this, the mark of the slaves. Okay. It was the first reserve currency ever known to man. Taler coin from the Roman Empire. Spanish silver dollar from the Spanish monarchy. Right. It's a bridge. There's still a few things missing, but for the most part, the most important, US dollar and Federal Reserve.
All right, US legal tendered. Watch it a little bit there. Watch it. The US legal tender, which is the US dollar being the world reserve currency. And as you said, it's a bridge, because before that you had the British. All right, the British pound, the English pound being the world reserve currency at a point in time, and the US after World War II. All right, They were the ones to take over the show. And before the British, you had the Dutch. All right, the Dutch Gilda. They also was a superpower at the time, at a point in time, with their world reserve currency and what have you. So as you say, it was a bridge. They had other things in between. After the Spanish gold coin, gold dollar, whatever. All right, but you had illegal tender here, you understand, which is the US dollar. All right, and back then, after World War II, the US dollar was backed by gold, but they took away the gold standard, I think in the 70s or something like that. All right, they took away the gold standard. All right, so let's continue.
Dollar and Federal Reserve, credit card, contactless, which
right, credit card. All right, credit cards had to come in on the scene, and debit cards and what have you, so forth. All right, where you don't necessarily need to walk around with cash. All right, now you have what, tap to pay. All right, and that tap to pay, hey, that as I say that tap, I say, yeah, that tap to pay is a thing by itself. All right, that tap to pay is a thing by itself, because you're not safe and secured with your tap to pay. All right, that tap to pay is actually going to lead to that is actually going to lead to digital currency even faster, because the tap to pay, if you lost your card and anybody find it and you ain't get the chance to get in contact with your financial institution, your respective financial institution, to cut that card, all right, anybody could go and make purchases with your card. All right, all they just have to do is just tap and they get whatever they had to get. And if they spend a certain amount and they want to take and they want to get a particular amount in cash in hand from the respective, from whoever they went and make the purchases at, all right, they will get that cash in hand because they already spent a certain amount of money, all right, that is required for them, that they could get that cash in hand. Hey, I don't want to go to the bank, them line too long, whatever. I could spend this amount of money and request to get 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever is the limit that the institution willing to assist you with, and you get it. I didn't even know that. All right, is on the plantation where I'm at here now. A policewoman, she lost. A policewoman was here with her son. Because his son had been admitted and what have you, so forth, and he's a minor, and her bag was stolen and she lost a couple items within the bag and what have you, so forth, including she tapped to pay, and before she could have got to cut it, 800 or 900 or something like that had already been spent out of the card. All right, and mind me, it could have been more, especially the person who was knowledgeable of that. They could have even retrieved more money from off the card. They could have done it if the person maybe was knowledgeable, or to do it one time, had the knowledge. Better do this one time because obviously this person they will do the best to try and cut the card as soon as possible. Well, I wouldn't be able to get nothing, no kind of funds from it or whatever, no be able to spend from it or whatever the case may be. And situations like that, all right, with an often occurrence, all right, is going to lead to the people, speaking out against this tap to pay and what have you, so forth. Which is what the banking institutions want, all right? Which is what the elites want, the bankers want. They want that, so that they could come with this here. Let's continue.
Very interesting, because this piece was made in 2014. It existed, the technology, but we didn't use it to pay as we use it now. future that it's either chipped or barcode. But then he ends with the month.
Right? That's what they want. That is what they want. That is what they want. All right? You see it move from here. Because if you think even all right, you ain't using a tap, you ain't using your card, you tap the card, or using a phone. Hey, it's the same thing. People could hack your phone. You could lose your phone and it could be hacked. You could lose your phone and it could be hacked. So they will come with what? They will come with the notion which goes back into Psalms 10, which I will get. Alright? They will come with the alternative. Hey, we have the ultimate here. Put this in your hand or put this in your head. And you will no longer have to worry about losing your wallet again. Your this is your digital wallet. Everything that is about you and of you and what have you so forth will be contained within this digital wallet, which is your fucking RFID chip, man. What's so hard in that to understand? What's so hard in that to understand?
Snakes again. Because one of the things that he puts here on the shredded is that experts say that in less than 10 years, we're phasing out of paper currency. We're not having any paper anymore. Everything.
They're going to make the dollar obsolete, boy. Obsolete. Obsolete. They're going to make it obsolete. No more paper currency. No more. And not even paper. Right now we're using plastic, that polymer shit. No more fiat. Alright, your new fiat, your new legal tender will be what? Your CBDC. Alright? And your CBDC will be a programmable money. Alright? Your UBI will be programmable. The universal basic income which the government will be giving you. It is going to be programmable and easy access to be taxed. Alright? Easy access to be taxed. Your money is going to be programmable. Where you allotted, where they program it for you to make purchases of what they want you to be, and there will be a specific allotment in you being able to purchase what they want you to purchase. So like for instance, a matter of fact, where you feel they're promoting all them bug milk, cockroach milk, and bug cheese, and this and that, and the other. Well, you feel you're gonna be accessing organic cheese and organic meat and whatnot, and organic fruits and vegetables. No, it's fucking GMO. Everything is GMO and what do you call this shit? Insects. Alright, eating mealworms, they call this shit, and all. These things is going to be programmed whilst they allotting all the what do you call this thing, all the resources and everything, all the proper food and everything for themselves. There's where it's going to be. Alright, your money is going to be controlled. Yes, sir. Your money is going to be controlled by the way of CBDC, UBI, Universal Basic Income. They're going to allot you what, 2,000 units per month or whatever the case may be. Alright, and they control what they want you to buy. Yeah, they control what they want you to buy. Alright, and you decide to rebel and what have you so forth. Alright, there's where the social credit score system come about, where there's going to be the deducting points. Alright, to the point where you're constantly rebelling, they're just going to shut off your friggin' chip. And mind me, whatever food you buy, you have to make that last, because your carbon footprint is going to come into play. All right? Or not only even food, traveling, all these things, because it's all about control. It's all about control. And you know what this whole thing starting with right now, the beginning stages of this whole thing? Your digital ID. Yeah? Your digital ID. Your digital ID. And that is the trap ride. Yeah? That is the trap ride. That is going to be the trap ride, digital ID. Alright? Because there's going to come with that digital ID and let you know, hey, in order for you to continue to access the government goods and services, you know, for you to be able to have a driver's license, for you to be able to receive your salary, do bank transactions, whatever, you know, you're receiving grants from the government, you know, disability or whatever the case may be, you know, whatnot, so forth. You want to receive your NIS, you want to receive your pension, you have to have that digital ID. Yeah? You have to have that digital ID. Follow the money, man. Follow the money. Follow the money. Yeah?
It's going to be digital on banks. And we're going to end up being slaves of some entity or some government or something.
He is correct. He is correct. You're going to be a slave. A judgment slave. You understand? You're going to be a slave. This is what this whole thing is about. Alright? This is what this whole thing is about. Total control. Total judgment control. Let's take a look at Psalms 10. Psalms 10 and 1, it reads, Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Ba'ashem Yahushai, why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Yeah? For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. Yeah? Boasteth of his heart's desire, which is to what? To enslave every man, woman, and child upon the face of the earth via technological device, which is that RFID microchip, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Alright? For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Why? Because, hey, why? Why? I will come back to that. He will show you why. He will show you why. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. What the hell are going to? Not Hebrews. It's actually 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 3, where it reads, Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, yeah? Above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. So this is the reason why, you know, the Most High is not in all his thoughts, is not in his thoughts at all. Because he sees himself as the Most High God. This is why you want to fucking get what's inside of you by the way of a microchip, so you can know your thoughts and all, and actually visualize and actually see a dream, your dreams and this and that. And this man is a fucking mad scientist, lunatic, psychopath, schizophrenic, wicked, evil, demonic, Everything all in a bunch. Everything all in a bunch. This is what this man is. This is what Esau Edom is, the so-called white man. That's the man I'm speaking about. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Get it? Alright? So, going back to the Psalms 10, I think it was verse 4 or 5. Alright? Actually, verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance, which is Esau Edom, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Alright? Jumping down to verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. This is the reason why he is doing all these things, is really to catch the poor, which is Israel. That's his main objective, to catch Israel, especially the elect of Israel. But they can't get the elect. The elect is the elect. Alright? He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. This is what this thing is all about. Alright? And a lot of you all is going to get catch in that net because your teacher is not teaching you the correct thing. They're not teaching you the truth. Your teachers is not teaching you the truth. IUIC, ISUPK. Alright? Israelites are the Great Awakening. Believers are the way WFI. The followers I'm speaking of. Your teachers is not teaching you the truth. Sons of Thunder and all of these guys, the teachers is not teaching you the truth. Alright? They will tell you, yes, that you are an Israelite, but not so forth. Yeah, alright, good, all well and good, yeah, alright. But as per se to other things, especially the major prophecy, the most major prophecy, the most important prophecy throughout all the scripture, which is the mark of the beast, they're not teaching you the truth pursuant to that. Alright? Verse 10. He croucheth and humbleth himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones, man. There's where it is. There's where it is. Because you guys fail to do a simple thing, which is to what? Follow the money boy. Follow the money boy. You all don't understand the time that you're living in. Hey, to move with the scripture here, to go with the scripture here is 1 Peter 5 and 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8, where it reads, be sober, be vigilant. A matter of fact, seeing that I get back a little thing there, let me see here. The internet connection is strong still, so the internet connection is not strong. Alright. That's not because I wanted us to go into a word there, but that's nothing. Alright, so it says here, be sober. Alright, 1 Peter 5 and 8, Salakia, be sober, be vigilant. Alright, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, man. Alright? And a lot of you all is going to be devoured by the way of taking this mark of the beast. Taking this RFID microchip. Alright? Because again, you're not being told the truth. The truth is not being spoken unto you all. Yeah, the truth is not being spoken unto you all. So basically, you all are being deceived. And as actually the Lord that is deceiving you all. Yeah, it's actually the Lord that is deceiving you all, pursuant to Ezekiel. Let's take a look at that. Ezekiel 14 and 8. Ezekiel 14 and 8. It reads, and I will set my face against that man, and I will make him a sign and a proverb, and I will cut him off from the midst of my people, and yes, and yea, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. And if that prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a word, a thing, Salakia, I the Lord have deceived that prophet, yeah, and will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel, and they shall bear their punishment. Yeah, the Lord is going to destroy that wicked false prophet, all these false prophets that is speaking lies and teaching you all lies, because they take a bag, all right, they sign oath with these devils via 501c3 code and this and that and the other, all right, yeah, they have taken that bag. So it says, I will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people. All right, so lucky about that. I was receive an important call from the Akim there. Kind of threw me off, but nevertheless, I think I was to read verse 10. I'll read over verse 9 again. All right, so Ezekiel 14 and 9, where it reads, and if the prophet be deceived when he had spoken anything, I the Lord had deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel, and they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. All right, so there's where it is here. So coming to this understanding, we come to the realization and understanding that a lot of you all, Salakia again. I just deal with my supervisor there on the plantation, as I say. So you know how it is go. All right, so as I was saying, these men, Yahbashim Yahshua, deceive these men in order for those who is not of the elect to be deceived. All right, so the time that will have to take place. It taking place, Salakia. Let me collect my thoughts, Salakia. So the taking place of the deception is already taking place, and it's just going to sow the seed, and the plant will grow by the way of those who are going to take the RFID microchip. You understand? There is where it is. And the thing about it is, they all, the ones who, the leaders and the followers, they all going to be punished. All right? They're all going to be punished. All right? Because once you take that chip, that is it. 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 As I've been saying, this thing too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy because it's out in your face, literally showing. Back then, you might have had to contemplate, and whatnot, so forth. You might ponder, pursuant to this topic of the MOTB. What is the MOTB? But now, it's out there. They're letting you know. They're telling you. All right? Now, they have the deception, the witchcraft and whatnot, so forth, to keep the masses blinded, pursuant towards their true agenda, the ultimate agenda, which is to chip every man, woman, and child upon the face of the earth. You understand? And part of that witchcraft and that deception is the ID, the digital ID, and what have you, so forth. But the ultimate goal, which still the slipping in and showing you, is the RFID microchip. That is where it is. That is why I keep on saying, follow the money. All right? Follow the money, because without that mark, you would not be able to buy and sell. All right? You will not be able to buy and sell. It's like Occam's razor. As I in a spot now, toward Yahbashim Yahushai, I'm in a spot now where I can how to spell that, boy? O-C-C. I think that is how, yeah, that is how you spell it, man. Occam's razor. All right, so Occam's razor is a problem-solving principle starting, all right, starting that the simplest explanation involving the fewest assumptions is usually the best, all right, the best or most likely to be true when faced with competing hypothesis. So good. What is the competing hypothesis? False leaders saying that what is Sunday worship, the mark of the beast is Sunday worship, the mark of the beast is sleeping with white woman, the mark of the beast is sin, the mark of the beast is hegemony, and what have you, so forth. All right, but you know, when it on this Occam's razor, all right, which is problem solving principles, all right, stating, all right, that the simplest explanation involves the fewest assumptions, all right. Where's that few assumption? What that really going into Occam's razor? Basically your research, all right. You do your research, and you look for the greatest obvious of it all right. Look to see what is matching, pursuing towards the problem in order to be able to solve the problem. So again, you know, this mark of the beast situation here, you look at you see, all right, that is the problem that is at hand. So you're looking to come to a resolution and to solving the problem. And basically, the resolution pursuant to the solving of the problem is the infrastructure. What is the infrastructure that is being put in place? All right, what is the infrastructure that is being put in place to facilitate, all right, the mark of the beast by the way of buying and selling? All right, would I be able to buy and sell by the way of sin? All right, you go into to Massey store, or you go to Price Mart, or you go to whatever Chinese grocery or whatever. I want a pack of rice. I want 2 butter. I want a pack of milk. I want two pack of noodle, chow mein noodles, whatever, and whatnot. How are you going to pay for it? Well, I had sex with my brother's wife, and I committed 2 murders today. You know, I perform a homosexual act or bestiality. All right, good. Right, you could be able to put, no. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. No. Or I had sex with the white woman or whatever. No, that's not it. Because there's no infrastructure to facilitate that. And to keep actually keep track of your sinful acts that you had committed. So how they being able to prove that you had committed sin? By you just telling them that you committed a sin and you being able to go ahead with the goods and whatnot, so forth, and do transaction? No. How they being able to track that? All right? But with the RFID microchip, there is something called blockchain technology and what have you, so forth. You know? And quantum computing and all these things. That's the infrastructure. All right, so they will know all your purchases and your sales and this and that and the other. Basically, all your data. We just put it on to brass tack there. All right, basically all your data. All right, there's what it is. There's what it is. So, hey, as I said, follow the money. Let's go to our 2 scriptures, last 2 scriptures to get. All right. Because I do want to get distracted. I don't want to come again and then distract me again and all of that. Which is Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and 12, where it reads, Wherefore, Isaiah 10:12, wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord had performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and upon Jerusalem, I will punish the stout heart of the king of Assyria, right, which is these elites, right? The modern day kings of Assyria is the elites, the Bankan dynasties, the 13 his 13 banking families, dynasties, all right, and the glory of his high looks. For he said, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, I have removed the bounds of the people and have robbed their treasures, all right, which is the money, all right, the money, the crashing of the economy and what have you, so forth. Hey, the taking away of the gold standard, that the gold standard that was back in the dollar and whatnot, so forth. Because hey, gold is true money. What you have in your pocket is fiat currency. All right, what you have in your pocket is fiat currency. That basically they tell you what it's worth, and that is what it is, and that is what they're doing. That is what is legal tender. That is what they deem as legal tender and what have you, so forth. And really, actually, it's just a piece of paper with a number on it, a denomination number on it, whether it's $1, all right, or dollar bill, or $20 bill, a $10 bill, $100 bill, $1,000 bill, $50 bill, $5 bill. You understand? But the thing about it is, they're going to remove that because why? They want to make fiat currency, all right, your paper dollar, your polymer notes, whatever it may be, whatever material, all right, that you have in your pocket, all right, your spending power, all right, your spending power. They want to make that obsolete to bring about something, all right, to bring about something, a new thing, all right, digitally, where they could be able to control you by. Because that is what it was all about. It's all about control. All right? When the scripture talks about and they worship the beast, how you feel going to be worshiping the beast? By you being controlled. Because why? You don't want your chip to be locked off. So every policy, every law, everything that the beast system bring about, all right, in this new world order that is about to come, this up and coming new world order, all right, that you adhere to and you follow, is you basically bowing to the image of the beast. You basically worshiping the image of the beast. The image goes into what? The image goes into their laws and what have you, so forth. That is the image, the laws and the policies. All right, the infrastructure, the wicked infrastructure that they set up to have the people as slaves. This is what they want, to have the people back in slavery. This, what the slavery that is coming about via this digital system is going to make the sub-Saharan transatlantic slave trade look like a walk in the park. Because this is worldwide, everybody being slaves. This is what you're talking about. Every man, woman, and child becoming a slave under the system. Yeah, this is what this is about. All right. So as it says, for I am prudent. Verse 13. For he said, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, I have removed the bounds of the people and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man, and my hand had found as a nest the riches of the people, yeah, the riches of the people, and as one gathered eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, all right, which goes back to Genesis chapter 11, all right, pursuant to what Nimrod wanted to do back then, all right. Also, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 44, pursuant to Antiochus, all right, where he also wanted to Hellenize the whole earth and bring the earth under one order, one people, one, you understand? So this is what they're trying to bring, all right? This is what they're looking to bring. Everything centralized. One government, one army, one people, one currency, one everything. Everything centralized. So what? They could be able to have full control. Where you think you have a central bank? Where a central bank is in your country for? To be able to control the flow of money, the distribution of money. When something is centralized, it is easier for it to be controlled. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, and I've robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like no. And my hand had found as a nest the riches of the people, And as one that gathered eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peep. Yeah, because the people, this is going to drop on them like a ton of bricks, and it's going to catch them with their pants down. When I see this economy come to a crash and halt, yeah, you Negroes, man, you Hispanics, Native American Indians, you all going to be caught with your pants down, because you all refuse to come to the understanding of the truth. Especially for you guys who in Israel who forsake the prophecy. Crapo smoke all your pipe. Crapo smoke all your pipe. Crapo smoke all your pipe. Isaiah, still in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 46 and 8. Isaiah 46 and 8, it reads, remember this, and shew yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And this thing pursuant to the mark of the beast and what have you so forth, being brought out upon the whole earth, is actually the working of the Most High God Yahweh. Alright? Because this is what he wants. This is what he wants. This is his prophecy. Alright? This is what he wants, that is really and truly going to entail the end. Alright? That is going to entail the end. The end of what? The end of this age, this aeon. Alright? There is what it is. Verse 11, calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executed my counsel from a far country, yea, I have spoken it, I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it, I will also do it. Yeah? He will do it. And you all is going to see. All of you all who've been ignoring the prophecy and bypassing the prophecy and having all to say against the prophecy, you all is going to see it. You all is going to see it. Alright? Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted. Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. Bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. Yeah? Because we are the end. And people can't see it. Our people, I should say, can't see it. 2/3 can't see it. Of you jakes. Right? I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. Here's what it is. So all of you all who want to come up against the prophecy, no sin. Not a problem. But just know there is a price to pay. Ezekiel 33 and 30. Ezekiel 33, 30. Alright? I'll start from 31 actually, where it reads, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them, for with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. Yeah? They do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them, because it is going to pass. And that is when they go understand what we were saying. They will really come to terms that, hey, these men are the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but it's going to be too late. As the old saying is go, too late shall be the cry. Too late shall be the cry. That's basically where it is. So again, it's simple. Just follow the money. Alright? You want to understand the mark of the beast? Alright, Revelation 13:16. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 to 18. Pursuant to that mark of the beast. Alright? Follow the money. Go into the words. Research the words. What not so forth. Research the scripture. Go into specific words. Research them. Take notes. Alright? Use Occam's razor. And you will get the understanding. Pray, a matter of fact, pray for the Rakah Kodash. Most importantly, pray for the Rakah Kodash. Pray and ask the Lord to open your eyes so that you can see it for what it is. And that is all we've been asking you and telling you all. Asking you all and telling you all. Alright, so again, another episode of Follow the Money, man. Another episode of Follow the Money. Your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad, signing out. Saying, Kal Halayam, La Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Alright, Barakata, Yahweh, Barakata, Yahweh Shai, Barakata, Yahweh, Barakata, Yahweh Shai, Barakata, Yahweh, Barakata, Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone at well. Yeah? Shalom, salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwad. Until then, Yashallah, shalom, shalom, shalom.